Hi, everybody. How are you? It's Mike Andrew. As you know, I usually like to provide practical insights as it applies to business and leadership. Yet every once in a while, I like to deviate and gladly share my knowledge, my experiences, my observations of an American living and working in the Middle East over the last 14 years, most of those years in Saudi Arabia. I'm going to do the same thing today because I think it's really important. I really get bothered, honestly, by the misperceptions created by the media. And I have to admit, if I hadn't lived here, I'd probably be caught up in the believing the misperceptions created by the media as well. And so I'm going to tell a story, how this all came about, how those misperceptions, in my view, are completely shattered. You know, in 1996, back then I had a business, I had a consulting practice, and I had a client out in the United Arab Emirates in Abu Dhabi and Dubai. And when I was called to go out there, I remember one of my first questions was, is it safe? And wow, is it safe? Safer than most places. And while I was out there, I'm working with the management out there, and one of the managers came up to me with a book on the 200 Hadith, Hadith, 200 Hadith. Hadith is a word meaning teachings of their religion from their prophet Muhammad. And I'm going through the book, and I came upon a quote from the prophet Muhammad. And this is, I think, a really significant quote, and I never forgot it. It said, if you've killed one innocent man, it's as if you've killed all of humanity. And if you saved one innocent man, it's as if you saved all of humanity. Why don't more people understand that and know that, rather than create these misperceptions? That prompted me to look at the table of contents and read the rest of the book. And the table of contents had a series of teachings about the family, a series of teachings about doing good deeds, charity, even a series of teachings about being kind to animals. Basically, the Hadith, the teachings of Islam from the Prophet, is all about being the best human being you could possibly be on an everyday basis. So I read this, and it's not just reading the book. Now now living here for 14 years, I can vouch for it. You know, where I come from, the United States, it's primarily a Christian-based country, and being Christian is great. Being Muslim is great. They're basically very, very close. I've mentioned this in a previous video. But you don't base the United States because the Ku Klux Klan was made up of a Christian-based organization. That doesn't represent Christianity at all. And you don't base the United States based on, or perceive the United States based on people burning down buildings in protest, or stealing and looting, and major companies have to move out of these cities because of that. And you don't perceive the United States because of some mass murders and shootings that have gone on. Terrible, terrible. Yet we're a Christian country. It's the same thing with the Middle East. 99.9% of the people are peaceful, wonderful people that have treated me kindly. Now, I'm probably going to get every once in a while a comment like I do that says, that's because you have to say that, you live there. Baloney. I have no reason other than to convey my honest experiences, and I think it's important to do so. So let me go back. You've heard the first quote. A lot about the family. The family, you know, so many countries, families, many dysfunctional families, members don't talk to each other. Unacceptable. Unacceptable in Islam. Families have to stay together, the close family and the greater family and relatives. I go out with friends and I see the younger brothers come up and will kiss them on the head. Or I go to people's houses and I'll see nephews kiss their uncles or kiss their grandfathers on the head. The love of family. The way mothers, the three most important people in the family is the mother, and the mother, then the father. And it's just beautiful to see the families together at picnics on weekends or at nights with all the children, walking the malls together. The family, and the greater family, and neighbors, by the way. It said, One of the teachings, it says you can't be a believer if you fill your stomach while your neighbor is hungry. So very, very charitable, good deeds. And good deeds, by the way, every good deed is considered charity, including smiling, including picking up a piece of paper off the sidewalk and throwing it in the wastebasket. And of course, the formalized charity, which is one of their 5 pillars of zakat, which is to donate a portion of your available money to zakat to those in need. And outside of zakat, the formalized approach, you can donate anytime you want. So it's really a religion of family, of kindness to animals, of charity, good deeds to all, including smiling at the person coming up to you. And all I know is I've never been treated with such kindness. And speaking of the family, one of the commandments from Moses is honor thy mother and father. They honor their mother. I have friends that have parents that are in their mid to late 80s, and you should see the way they honor their mother and father. Beautiful, as it should be. Children honor their parents. They're taught that at a young age. It's beautiful to see. And the other one of the commandments, commandment number 1, remember, commandment number 1 from Moses, one God. And that's the foundation of their life, one God, a belief in God. And they believe in God. We need more people around the world believing in God. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.